Welcome back to another episode of Greatest as Let's Play Modded Minecraft Series Season 1. We left last episode looking at improving our ore processing system with AE. And at the very end of the episode, we found there's a power problem. Why has that happened? Because all these machines all run from the one LV transformer, which runs from a CESU. Now, the CESU outputs 128. That's more than enough for all these machines. However, by default, all these machines can only handle a maximum power of 32. So what you have to do is step it down, which is what we did with an LV transformer. But now the only thing that's coming out of the top of this is 30. Well, out of this machine, this box as a whole is 32. So you can't actually reattach it to another side. It's still limited to 32 per tick. And a CSU has only one output side. So yeah, we'll stick there. So we could make another CESU, attach it to the generators and have a second battery, and yeah, that's fine. But we kind of want these machines to be able to use more power. And the reason we do that is that then we can add more overclock upgrades, and then that'll make them faster, particularly for the ones upstairs. So what do we need for that? We need a transformer upgrade. Let me just put all this back in here. Spare LV. We need a transformer upgrade. And these aren't too hard to build, assuming I haven't run out of iron, which is entirely possible that I have. Yeah, the system's not how to actually make it yet. Yeah, transformer upgrade. So it increases the energy input tier by 1, so it can handle more energy. But that was some glass, simple. Circuit, simple. MV transformer, we've not built one yet. Come back to that in a second. Insulated gold cable, which can handle 512 EU per tick when we lay it on the floor. And an MV transformer, which is just 2 pieces of copper and a basic machine casing. So if we go downstairs, I think I'm out of gold. It's entirely possible. And I'm out of patterns. So first things first, I'm going to go and grab some gold. I'm going to grab some iron. And then I'm going to come back right back and teach the system how to do that. And then we'll get started on the upgrades. So we're back. And hopefully I should now have some more materials. So let's just go and I certainly have more patterns. So let's just go and now teach this system how to make transformer upgrades. So transformer. And the first thing, let's teach how to make an MV transformer, which is a basic machine casing and copper cables. It's done. It doesn't know how to make a basic machine casing, so let's teach it that too. Oops. Actually, that may not work. Shift right click to just delete anything in the pattern. What I'm actually looking for is to make sure it actually says it's not going to do it. I want all these to be specified as iron plates. I'm not sure if it's compatible with Calclavia just yet, so I just want to force it to use the normal ones. Had some problems with this earlier. It would look for it would look for the other versions of particular items, and I'd never get it to actually work. So that's the MV transformer done. We now need to make gold cable. So we need to tell it 2 things. First of all, how to make gold cable is one of the machine recipes. So hopefully I've got some gold now. I do, good. So upstairs, just as we've done previously, put a piece of gold into the extruder. Great. I don't actually know how many it actually made there. If I just remove the ejector upgrade, it'll stay in here so I can see it. Yeah, it did make 4. Thought it did, but just thought I'd check. Gold. So that's enough for that. Yeah. Now, unlike the rubber cable, the copper cable, gold needs 2 pieces of rubber per cable, like 1. Yeah, that's what I told you not to do. Let's get rid of that. There we go. Here we go. Insulated gold cable. See how it's got 2 pieces of rubber? So let's see if this works. Whoops, forgot to teach it the recipe. There we go. Let's see what we're short of. It's going to take a while to work through these because of these iron plates and the gold cable. I'll be right back if it decides to give us the upgrades. If, like me, you're powering your AE system from the same network as the lava, what you may find is when all these machines get powered on, particularly the metal formers, which take a good amount of power to actually get running. Each of these, let's bring up Whaler, each of these bring up 10 EU per tick, and then you have other machines too, and you might have furnaces running. If you ever get that kind of problem, for the time being, you can just disconnect the ore processing. Easy enough, that gets rid of some power. And you can switch the system. It runs equally as well on our thermal expansion system as it does on our IC2 system. So temporarily just hook it up to the bottom of the same system that the thermal expansion machines run on. That's fine as long as you're only using a small amount of power. We are, because we've disconnected the ore processing. This takes quite a bit more power. And again, these are only the lowest tier of thermal expansion stuff. So if you had higher tier by now, you could probably leave everything on. But I've just put this on so that the system itself doesn't turn off when I'm trying to actually get some upgrades out of it. Anyway, it did actually manage to produce some upgrades. So just as before, we can put these in any machine. I've told to craft 8 for now, and that'll cover the machines down here. But we also want to craft for all of these too, because ideally we just want to remove that the LV transformer entirely. We can get a bit fancy if we don't have enough materials for it. We know we can move it so that maybe it's further in the chain, so maybe it's here. So that everything below here is all 128, and everything above will be on 32. But of course, it would be nice if everything was running on 128. So let me just wait until all those transformers are ready, and here just install them. It's just the same thing as the ejectors. Drop them in one of the slots on the right hand side. Same thing upstairs, and we'll come back once they're all done. And in fact, what I've actually decided to do is these 2 automatic building machines do not need the automatic generation stuff. Don't need the transformer upgrades really. I don't need that to be faster. It's fast enough already. So all I'm going to do probably is replace this block with the LV transformer once we're done. So I don't need to craft transformer upgrades for these 2, but For these, I definitely do. And just to briefly show you on Whaler, if you look at the top of the screen, it says max power 512 EU per tick now. It used to say 128. That's the same for all of them. Now, the transformer upgrade goes by tiers, not 32 to 128, for instance. Whatever the next tier up is what they'll actually go to. The reason why this is important is that you have machines later on that can take thousands, and just doing one transformer upgrade will massively increase the amount of power they can actually take, or at least use by default or maximum use. So again, be right back once it's finished crafting enough of those upgrades for upstairs as well. And we're done. Incidentally, if you don't want to actually do all the upgrades yourself all at once, things like this, or you have a single copper cable running all the way underneath, just move your machines around until the ones you don't want to upgrade are at the end, and then choose an LV transformer. And everything beyond the LV transformer, including the one probably above it, depending on how you structure it, is going to be 32. So you can use that if you don't want to pay the cost in upgrading these things. But I do. So let's just get rid of that, because we're going to use this spare LV transformer along with a wrench. We're going to drop it down here. The high side needs to face away from us. Where's that high side? Yes, the high side. High side needs to face the other way, which is done. Yeah. And the low side's coming off here. And fix step down, please. That's that done. Everything else now, I need to move this cable across one, because otherwise this will be 32. Still okay now, right now, because each of these machines still only use 16, so that's 32 for that chain, but they'll pull all the power off this if I do that. So yeah, I think I actually want to move this. So let's break this one. So instead, there we go. So the high side is here, and we can happily connect up these once we've removed. And if this blows up in my face, yeah, you can laugh. Wish it wouldn't happen. Okay, so there's the input, and it's going to output 128. Now the input, as it happens, is less than 128 at the moment. It's 20, so it's only 100 at the moment. Doesn't matter, because we can always upgrade another one of these geothermals. That'll make it 120 and even further if we wanted to. This box, by the way, we're going to be replacing fairly soon with an MFE, but I'm going to show you in a minute just what it takes to do that, the MFE step. So there we go. See all the generators coming on? So power's being used. Let's power that up. And if it explodes, it's probably going to kill me, but okay, they're all running, they're on constantly. Let's hook up our network again. Good, that's all hooked up. And let's see now if we're providing enough power to get rid of this. What I'll need to do is reconnect the copper cable, because oh no, you're going to go off. No! 1 second. This is me derping, it's nothing to do with the system. I just disconnected it down here while everything else got sorted out. There we go. So we're holding steady at the top of the screen. Yeah, we're holding steady. And I need another copper cable. The upstairs machine's connected. They are. Good. There we go. Right, so these two machines are running on low power. These are fully powered up and running. I hope. Yeah, just running through the cycle. These machines are powered up and they're burning purified. Because we've only got 2 purified so far, as soon as all the rest are processed through the ore washing machine, we need to make sure to add them to these filters for these 2. And again, I've left enough so that I can add another macerator and another furnace, and we just need some import and export buses at the back. Good, all done, I think. You are still holding power. And a CSU is also holding power. Good. So it's going to start draining the lava quite a lot when all of this stuff is running, because, you know, it's going to need all the generators on. See how they're on quite a lot more than they were. But ore processing is a rare activity, so once all of this depletes, then it should be fine. So, what's next? Incidentally, the one thing we can't do right now, if I remember rightly, is cover these up. They need a special kind of cover color facade. We're going to get to that soon. Right now, this is annoying me quite a lot, but we'll have to live with it for now. I mean, yeah, this looks silly. So we'll build facades when we can. We're going to need an assembly table for that. Okay, let's have a look. Yes, the side effect of doing ore washing, we need to make another unit called a packager. Now, what a packager does, if you haven't looked at my automatic resource generation tutorial, which if you look on my YouTube channel, you'll be able to see it. It tries to auto craft 4 items in a square, and it auto crafts 9 items again in a square. So this kind of thing tries to go for that. I'm not sure which one it tries first. If it also tries this, that's handy because the output of the ore washing plants, in addition to our normal purified, which gives us 1 ingot, we also get these tiny piles of copper dust. Now, if I put them in a block like that, I get copper dust, and this can be smelted into another ingot. So for every 9, we get yet another ingot, which is great. It's, you know, it's good. But we need to do that somehow. Now, packages are a little bit more particular than other things, and they're also quite a bit noisier than a lot of things. So I'm going to keep building back because our AE network's here. Hopefully I'm not going to hit a river. That's entirely possible. Let's hope that doesn't happen. I'm hitting some earth. I suppose it's one way to get water. Yeah, here we go. There's the outside of the island, see, so I don't have too much more room on this floor level anyway. I could go down 1 more, but I don't fancy it. So, how are packages particular then? You can only inject into the top of the packager, and you can only extract from the bottom of the packager. However, they don't need any power. It doesn't know how to make a crafting table. Really? Okay. In fact, I don't even need to do that. Let's just pop downstairs. And of course I'm out of patterns again. Once I get enough materials, I'll probably make a stack of these, but right now I'm always running low on iron until I get something more automatic. sorted. So it's not the package I want, it's the crafting table. Now, will you work? I'm hoping it's not going to be very specific to those things. It probably is going to be. Okay, let's wipe you again. When you get different types of things like this, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I always like to make sure I've at least got it. The materials I have nearby are pine, so I'm just going to specify it as that, and if it works automatically with other types, all well and good, but I just don't want to specify it with those. So that should be enough to get it working at making the packages. It needs more pine. You know, I hate it when that happens. Why would you even climb up there, Creeper? Why? Another advantage of having an extra set of walls in the house, though, is that didn't blow up any of my machines. Or me. Which is better. You could, of course, just build your house out of harder stuff, but hey-ho. Got to give me an excuse, and of course I'm out of iron again. Fine. But it made 5 packages, so let's just drop them in place. Now I've got to go mine again. So again, our network is up here, so we're probably going to want them here. Maybe not there. Yeah. What am I doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to need export buses for the top, and simple ones will do this time because I'm dedicating each one of these to a specific type of ore. Because what's going to happen is if it's not easily divisible by 9, let's say 10 get pulled in here, it's going to package 1 and send it out, and there's going to be 1 left in which will block the input for the next one coming in. So ideally just keep them for one specific type of object, and that's why you need the basic export. So I'm going to go and craft those now off camera. You'll also need basic imports, again, another 5. We're actually going to need 6. Yeah, we're actually going to need 6. I just don't have the 6 yet because I need to mine for more iron. So I'm going to get that extra iron. In fact, yeah, there we go. That's where the 6th is going to be. So we'll be right back once all that's sorted. Just a quick thing while mining. If you come across this in the overworld, it means we've got a hive. And a very particular kind of hive. I think it's the infernal. There we go. Infernal hive, magic bees. Mark the location. We're probably going to want those later, but this is a free and easy way to get yourself some glowstone without having to go to the nether and even earlier in game. Similarly, there's another type of bee which has the end stone around it. Keep an eye out for those. Back to hitting walls with our fast hammer. Fast hammer does not work on the dirt. We're going to need to actually make an excavator soon, which does the same thing as the hammer, just for dirt, which is going to be just as amazing. As you can also see, the hammer's getting low on durability, and that's what I'm waiting for. I'm just waiting for it to get low, and then I'm going to turn it into an electrical hammer. It's also, as you can see, also got Fortune 3, which means now you encounter something that can use Fortune. Yeah, don't worry about it. Just hit it with the hammer. Hit everything with the hammer. But at least to close up or get close to closing up this episode, I kind of like to finish off the hammer. Now, as you can see, it's quite low. If I drop it in place, you see obviously its attack has gone down and durability is minus 2000. Bit odd, but okay. But its mining speed is up near 24, bonus is 5, and it's got 1 modifier remaining. So let's see if this lets us. Yes, it does. It will give us a hammer as EU 10,000. And let's see if everything works the same. Yeah, its durability is still there, its bonus is still there, so everything should be working just fine. Now, instead of the moss, which you have to wait for to repair, now I may need to actually edit the system just so that it will return the stuff to me. You see it's charging up quite fast. Charged. So for the future, you're going to pull that out of there. Don't want you going back in there. I want you to go back into the chest. I don't want you to pull out a full one. That should be it. So let's just test that now. We've now got an electric hammer. You can see on the right side it's got a circuit on it. That's cool. And let's say here. Unfortunately, there's dirt in the way. Yeah, look at that. That's just cutting through things. Very pleased with the hammer. We're probably going to make a similar excavator, but to do that, I kind of want to triple our core, malt, and ardite before we use it, which means doing factorization. So that may not be just yet. Depends how much I want to automate this stuff. So just to wrap up from here then. Yeah, I got some ink from our ink farm. Yes, just to wrap up. We've now got 2 macerators, 2 furnaces, 2 ore processing plants, all running automatically, all running permanently, whenever we got ores to crunch, that is. They're all being processed. The only remainder are these tiny piles of dust and the resultant dusts that you get out of the packages, and we're just waiting for the iron to crunch down to be able to make more import and export buses for the packages. Similarly, if you have ender pearls, keep them, because we're going to be making a few items in the next episode. We're going to make a sound muffler because those packagers are very noisy. I want to keep the noise down. Similarly, if we go down here, ender pearl, yeah, it's only just been replanted. In the wool farm, notice our sheep are still shorn. That's because we're outside the range of our original chunk loader, so we need to build another one. I'll probably put it, I don't know, maybe around here somewhere. And that'll keep all of our farms loaded. And then we'll start building in automatic shearing and all kinds of other crazy stuff. But for this episode, that looks like it's it. Thanks for watching.